Hello there, it's Ellie here, and in this video I just thought I would do a bit of an update for you with regard to my Neobux account. And as you can see, I have just logged in. I haven't done any of my ad clicks. This is my earnings overnight, and if I have a look down here, then you can see that my my rented referral earnings are in the region of sort of between 550 and 600 clicks, and they've been pretty consistent there actually. So it's definitely starting to sort of come back again. It did dip there for a little bit, I think, just after the whole coronavirus outbreak announcements and things like that. But it seems to be back on track really. Now, what can I show you? My banners first of all, and my withdrawals. I'll show you what I've earned first of all. So $3,361.63, and received $117.38. Quite a difference. But you know, if you know already, then what I'm doing is, or what I have been doing, is focusing a lot on actually building up my account. And I mean, I do plan to keep building my account. So I've been doing, I had been doing sort of a weekly withdrawal there for a little while, more or less just to kind of prove that I could. And now I have sort of changed what I'm doing a little bit again, and I'm always playing around with my Neobux account, I have to admit. So what am I doing now? Well, okay, so I've still got 980 rented referrals. And if I pop over there, and what I've been doing is focusing on getting all of my rented referrals extended by 240 days again. And this is something that kind of, it's one of those things that I know that, you know, it's going to be worthwhile in the end. It takes a long time to do it, and especially because I kind of built my account in a way that wasn't very what's the word? It wasn't very effective really. It was effective at building the account, at getting another, you know, getting more and more rented referrals. I did that quite quickly. But the problem with it is then that you've got a lot of rented referrals, you know, on a smaller time scale. So if I just go to the other end of my account, then you can see here, you know, I've got lots of them sort of on the lower level. Actually, I think probably about try about 4 pages worth. Yeah, so we're still talking about sort of 400 or 500 in and around the 30 days and less mark at the minute, and it's quite difficult then to actually extend them by 240 days, because the more you're extending by 240 days, then the faster the you know, the other ones are moving forward. So you kind of need to be extending something like, you know, maybe 10 or 20 rented referrals per day. And that means then that, you know, well, what I was doing was extending one per day by 240 days, and then the rest by 30 days. But that, you know, because I've got 980 rented referrals, then obviously doing it that way is going to take over a year for me to get them all extended by 240 days. So I've been debating and playing around and doing all kinds of strange things to my Neobux account to try and find a way that I can actually extend more by 240 days, but at the same time make sure that my rented referrals are not expiring. Because if I just did, you know, 3 or 4, whatever it is I can do with my balance for 240 days, well then obviously I'm going to get to the point where the the rented referrals are moving faster than I can extend them, and then obviously that's going to lead to some expiring. So after all my faffing about and trying to figure things out, I think I have come up with a plan that actually works quite well for this. Now, I have $5.22 to work with, and I have, probably about 800 rented referrals that I still need to extend by 240 days. So I worked it out that I really need to be extending about 4 per day by 240 days to get the account kind of flowing in a way that it goes into a continual cycle. And obviously doing 1 per day just wasn't doing that. So what I came up with was this idea of, if I actually, instead of extending the ones right here at the very beginning of this kind of cycle, I actually started moving forward, and I started to kind of create a bit of a split further down. So I gave myself like a certain number of rented referrals to work on. So at the minute then, it's these ones here, 38 rented referrals I'm wanting to work on. Now, I've only created a couple of days of split there at the minute, but you can see that there's not too many there on 19 days. So because I've done it this way, because I've created this split, and how I did that was literally, instead of extending at the beginning, I moved forward and started extending in here, just to, just here by 30 days. I was extending like these ones all by 30 days. So that then was able to create more of a barrier, really, for the other ones moving forward. So, for example, if I showed you here, like I've got all of these ones on 19 days. So if I work on those, okay, so that's all of the ones that are on 19 days. If I extend those by 30 days now, what I've just done is I've now got, instead of having 2 days of a split, I've now got 3 days of a split between this one and this one. And I can keep kind of doing that. I can keep working on that. But at the same time, it means then that I can actually extend more here by 240 days. So instead of extending 1 per day, then I've got $3.18. So I could extend 2 by 240 days. So it means then that I've still got 68 cents in there. I could, if I want to, extend some more down here, which I will do actually. So I could extend another 3 here for 30 days. So you can see at the minute I've got quite a lot there on 20 days. So I'll be moving some of those forward and reducing the number then that are on 20 days. So that's my balance pretty much used up at the minute. I was recycling for a little while, and I was trying to get my earnings moved up by doing that, and then as I said, I always playing around with my Neobux account. So this is the plan I've kind of settled on. So right now what I'm going to be doing is just working on extending these ones. So I've now got 36 that I'm going to be working on extending for 240 days. Now, so I could have today, if I wanted to, extended 3 by 240 days. and then I can just use a smaller amount to focus on extending these ones for 30 days. But we'll see. I'm kind of quite enjoying this at the minute because it seems to be moving my account forward a bit quicker than it had been, and I'm doing it without then causing this kind of problem where the referrals keep, you know, catching up on you really. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying it, and I will be focusing on sort of getting a bit more time in between these ones, and then of course once I've finished working on extending these ones, then there's going to be a bit more time available for the next bunch. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what I was doing really with the extending. So if I can get it up a little bit further, if I can get it up to extending sort of 3 or 4 even, you know, as I say, 4 is my kind of target for, that's what I need to extend to get the full cycle going. But I feel like I've definitely moved forward from extending just the one by 240 days. Okay, hopefully that has made some sense to you. I know that if you have no idea about rented referrals or you haven't worked with them before, all of this information probably sounds a bit strange and no idea what I'm talking about. But if you have an established Neobux account, or you've been with Neobux for a while and been working on the rented referrals, hopefully it does make a bit more sense to you. Okay, so that's it really from me for today, and I will see you in another video very soon. Take care now. Happy earning as always. Bye.